I want to thank everybody for watching Crypto Revolution. We talk about everything crypto almost daily, jumping right into the market. Today in crypto, Bitcoin, 1 hour chart. Let's start here and work higher. So we talked about this double bottom previously. It took 5 days for this to form. It appears that the price action is still working inside this pattern. Made some pattern adjustments. So again, you move from the bottom of the range to the top of the range, bottom of the range, top of the range, bottom of the range. Now, there's going to be a bunch of resistance right here at about 23,000, right in this area. So if you get a bounce, you really have a large falling wedge right here. Okay, 68% chance this breaks higher. The lower trend line has to hold. There are a lot of bearish ideas that would exacerbate a move to the downside. And we have a bunch of FUD in the market that we have to acknowledge. And so it's really easier to react than to predict which direction this is going to go. Okay. I mean, this is supposed to break lower, but if stocks have completely decoupled from Bitcoin, ES1, like we got the bounce that was supposed to help Bitcoin and it completely broke its correlation with Bitcoin completely. Bitcoin's just down here moving sideways, right? Saturday and Sunday, not big days for moves as far as Bitcoin goes, but I want you to understand, here's the plan. This is the most important thing from this video. Watch this. If you lose this level and you break this support, like you're coming down to $20,000 Bitcoin, right? Maybe even 19,780. On a bounce, your big test is first going to be at 23,000. And then if you get a move towards the upper trend line, about 25,200 comes into play. This previous high has to be broken. On the weekly, this has been a very difficult level and the bulls have tested this level multiple times, right? So just, you got to be very cautious here. There's bearish divergence possible on quite a few of the indicators. Actually, all of the indicators shown here on the daily time frame, you have to see a pattern breakdown for that to play out. I got some amazing shout outs to give in my trading group. This person, hello, Chris. I joined your group almost a year ago. I doubled my portfolio from $10,000 to $20,000 in bear market. This person, I want to thank you and the admins for your commitment. I just made $4,500. This person, a friend told me about Crypto Revolution a year and a half ago. And since I've been in the group, I've turned $20,000 into $400,000. It's 20x. We move closer to halving. Bitcoin's halving. There's so much upside in the future for us. Our future is golden. If you're not making a bunch of money right now, join the group. Let me help you. I'll take you through all my entire thought process every day is shared in the trading group. And actually, this is from the day before yesterday. This is from yesterday. 419% out of B Pro, 125%. These again, no leverage trading here, but it's just like banger after banger. This is small cap altcoin season. Right now, for 1 week, we're lowering the prices. Rock bottom fees to join the group, $200 off, lowest price ever, plus 60% off. Go over to my website, cryptorev.net. Join. Listen, if you have any questions, email me, cryptobitcoinchris@gmail.com. So we'll go back to the 4 hour chart. Previously, we were talking about these green circles and how we've had bounces off this. Now the green circle here, and it's right on the edge, and it's tough with these diagonals to get them perfect, but we're going to leave it where it's at and just say that again, you've lost this support level and there's resistance, but you do have this falling wedge, which is supposed to break higher. Can the stock market pull it higher? There's a lot of uncertainty about the Silvergate Bank situation, where one thing, I was watching Brian Armstrong on a news interview, and he was basically just talking about crypto and all the things that are facing crypto and how we need some regulation, and we do. But Silvergate Bank would be one of the first actual real banks to go down in flames if it falls apart because of its involvement with crypto. Silvergate kind of pivoted from one direction to focusing on crypto years ago. Got tied up with some FTX holdings, and obviously they've had some problems. And so that's a concern, because what Silvergate does is, and so if you look at Kraken, for example, you can see that they have a transfer mechanism that uses Silvergate Bank for liquidity. If you can't cash in and cash out your crypto, and again, this is not going to affect the entire market, but a bunch of US onboarding and offboarding exchanges use Silvergate Bank as a vehicle to swap crypto into cash. So you got that hanging overhead. And then obviously Gary Gensler came out from the SEC and he said, all these exchanges, like, are they looking out for their best interests? Are they the best custodians? I mean, they're using clients' money. Are they using it for the client's good, or are they using it for their own good? Just basically talking about how FTX has got clients' money in these super high risk situations, and possibly Binance does too. This was, again, from the chairman of the SEC coming down, talking about, some ideas that we could get hints from how regulation is going to turn out in the United States. We need the regulation. It just has to happen. You think any major corporations are going to dump a bunch of money into crypto after everything that's been happening? These exchanges, you could build a case, they're just printing money, right? They're just printing money. They're exchange coins, printing money. And that's what happened with FTT, FTX, and BUSD. You saw BUSD got put to a stop as far as minting by Paxos. And so there's all kinds of uncertainty, again, building this gray cloud over crypto. And you're seeing weakness out of Bitcoin compared to the stock market. Stock market, little mini rally. You have to know that the news plays a part in this. And a lot of people are like, Chris, avoid the FUD. But you know what? We nailed Luna for its downfall. We had one of the biggest shorts ever. We nailed FTT. Like, there's so many. One thing about the bear markets in crypto is they completely wipe the slate clean. They wipe the big players out a lot of times, very common. And then that leaves room for better corporations, companies, exchanges, coins to flourish and take over. And that's why I say everybody's like looking at what's the next 100x coin? What's the next 100x coin? It's probably not even developed yet. It's probably not even been announced. But AI, I mean, you had Elon Musk come out and say, hey, I used to be interested in crypto and now I'm interested in AI. With what's going on with ChatGPT and AI is going to be big. You're going to see an AI run in crypto. I think you still see Metaverse run. Metaverse has got a huge future. You're going to see GameFi runs. I mean, you're going to see a lot of these coins run hard. The most important thing here is I don't want you guys to get completely wrecked on a break to the downside on this pattern. You need to make money on the pivots to the upside for Bitcoin, right? And so it's decision time. And I make my best trades at the last minute. Okay, I'm watching constantly. I don't like to go to bed with a bunch of money on the table, right? Definitely got to use stop losses, right? With good exchanges, with good liquidity. So with that, we're going to go to the daily chart, and again, you got bearish divergence all over every single one of these indicators. So a break to the downside would be exacerbated and potentially move to 20,300, 19,200 would be a 618 fib retrace. After a huge downtrend, see some type of range built here. Could you retest the lows at some point? You could. Now, if you were to pull Fibonacci retracement or pull a measured move, I mean, there's supposed to be much higher prices in store for Bitcoin, but it can happen a lot later. Right? It doesn't mean it has to happen immediately. However, if you do get this bounce, I'm looking for a move to challenge 25,200, where the bulls have had such a tough time breaking. And then if you're able to, the bullish hopium is everything changes when the bulls can flip this level, right? You want to talk about higher prices? This has to happen. Until then, the 50 simple moving average on the weekly chart after a death cross is coming down and pushing the price lower for Bitcoin. So you have to take all these ideas in play. Obviously, there's things going on in Ukraine. All these ideas and variables, and you do not want to get any negative news coming out anytime soon for Bitcoin to be strong. And then, we've got CPI inflation coming out, which more than likely affects Bitcoin, and you're going to see another Fed rate hike. Do they raise the rates 50 basis points instead of 25? So there's all these factors. Normally I'm just like, hey, just trade the charts and you'll win. Can't be afraid of the news. You just have to be aware of it and have a plan in place. But just remember, like, if this thing rolls over, you're closing your holds, right? If this thing breaks here, you're more upside for Bitcoin. It breaking hold 25,200. And it's really, if this happens, then do this. If this happens, then do this. And it's that simple. This is DFYN on Kucoin. And you've got this perfect, this is a triangle and it is breaking out. You got a little volume, got a breakout, and it's just breaking out right now. You could see 20-30% gains out of this. You've got this nice rounded bottom, cup and handle with a triangle, and they have a lot of news. They've got version 2 release coming this month. Soon they're going to be full multi-chain, and they're working with Polygon potentially. And so these are things that are going to push the price of DFYN on Kucoin higher. So if you're on Kucoin, you want to watch DFYN for a move to the upside today. As like the content that I provide on a daily basis, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment in the comment box. Thanks so much. I'll see you guys tomorrow.